was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
I'm Pongolwe Tusonti. I'm 26 years old and I'm from Cape Town, South Africa.
My name's Aisha Barense and I'm from Cape Town, South Africa.
I'm Claire Gamel. I'm 28 and I'm coming from Cape Town, South Africa.
My name is Tifla. I'm from Cape Town, KTC. I'm 27. Yeah.
I'm Kobane Jombile and I'm 28 years old.
My name is Zidungile. I'm 27 and I'm from the Eastern Cape in Umtata.
With regards to youth now, we suffer a lot with regards to sense of belonging. Whether you have a job or you have your own company, at some point we do suffer a lot from sense of belonging, because when tough times come, that's where you know that your sense of belonging is now being tested. Now you want to shift, now you want to change, now you want to do this. Now you see people driving cars and you have your standard car tears. You want to buy that big car. You want to belong somewhere. So I think first we need to kind of change habits, and ways of engaging with government, and learn new ways of engaging with them. And also they need to first take us seriously and have to be accountable. They have to respond. I think, no, they don't have to respond. They need to answer, because when you respond, you can just respond without even answering my question, You're just responding to the question, So they need to effectively, yes, something tangible. Yeah, you can't say we're going to build houses and then boom, no houses. Or maybe build like 500 houses for the whole Cape Town. So you need to have something that, it's going to be effective and it's going to quickly take people to the next step. Because if you keep people waiting for too long, business close downs, NGO close downs, and then people have to go look for work. So if the government works like a well-oiled machine, like no one is gonna just suffer, because if you wait too long for funding, you might as well close your organization and go look for a job. And sometimes people close businesses to go and look for a job. And imagine if you had your organization or maybe your business for like 5 years, you are somehow unemployable.
I think also, just to answer your question, there are structures that are there for government to engage with people.
Yes.
I think it's a dual responsibility of young people to educate themselves around what are the processes, what's the policy processes. So that's how young people should be engaging with the government. But I also think there's a lot more that the government could do. There was talk a while ago of a youth ministry. I think it would be a great idea to have a youth ministry where it is focused mainly on listening to youth concerns. That was one way that the government could engage, and making the available or the current resources or the current structures to be more effective, I think, is the other way that.
And I think it must be it must have executive power, We can have the youth ministry and boom, they debate, we talk, and then boom, and we're still hungry, So it must have, that executive power,
That's why I was about to disagree on the youth ministry part, because there's a women's ministry in South Africa, and the women's issues are still pretty much very far away from government's agenda. So the simple thing is that we must fight for young people to be involved in the structures that already exist. So in the Ministry of Cooperative Governance, we must be there. There must be, if it has to take, for instance, people asking for a certain quota of representation, then we must follow that. But also, when it comes to government, we must also be aware that there are also issues in terms of how people get onto those places.
So yeah. And that's the idea of a quota, because that would kind of be forcing their hand, because what I was thinking as well is that there could be also a lack of political will to really engage with young people or take young people very seriously. So if there is you have to have this number of young people in whatever structures they are. And again, we're talking about protests. I think protests are a good idea. I think protesting is a good idea. It sometimes gets violent, but maybe that's the language that government listens to most of the time. So I don't have an issue with protests. I think it's a very effective it's a very effective way to communicate with government. One guy once said that it kind of puts an agenda for government to know this is what people on the ground are feeling like. So I think protest is a great way to engage with government because they don't come to the meetings. That's the reality of it. You invite them and you say this is our concern and they won't come. And it seems that's a language they understand. And people should use whatever tools that they have in their hands to make government listen.
But my concern with protesting is that, yes, it does get the message across, and it's really good. It's really good because it makes government pay attention to what it is that people on the ground actually want. However, it's the vandalism that is connected to it that I'm against. You know, for instance, with the very infamous Fees Must Fall, that was a very public and very popular and powerful mass demonstration. However, the vandalism that was connected to that, translated to rand value, could easily amount to the school fees of many people in a university. Yes, government did get the message, I guess. However, the money that is going to be spent, the fruitless expenditure that is going to be incurred through that is something that we don't need. You must remember that we're a developing country, second world actually, which means that most of our money rather, goes into spending rather than what we make. And that's another thing that we need to change. Also, another thing that I wanted to touch on, my brother, you mentioned something about a sense of belonging among young people. And belonging is very interesting in the regard that I think in the Maslow hierarchy of needs and wants, you have a need for self-esteem and esteem. So it starts with self-esteem. You know, in fact, it starts with esteem rather, where you understand yourself or you accept yourself first before you can seek to be accepted or understood by other people. Now, the reason why we don't feel a sense of belonging is because we don't understand ourselves first. And you will remember that the best leaders in the world are individuals who can get themselves first to act right before they can assume the responsibility of leading other people. So when it comes to belonging, it needs to start with the self. You know, I need to understand that I am Zilungile Zimela. I'm from this and this background, and yes, it is important for me to make reference to my background because it is a compass that is directing me to where I am and where I hope to be in future, and also understanding that I'm not alone in the journey. You know what I mean? Because you know that in the rural areas, when one person makes it, you know, automatically everyone in the village will understand that, you know what, if she made it, I can be able to make it. She's gonna go in Joburg and fix the stuff for me and so forth. You know what I mean? So it's not only about us. You know, it's not only about it's about where you come from as well. And you mentioned something, my brother, about we and us and so forth. Another thing that we need to understand is if we hope to affect this change that we desire, we need people to rally behind us. But who is actually with us? Who is for us? There's a saying in isiXhosa that says, meaning that we know how many we are going forward than for us to be there only to find out none is with us, you know. So how do we measure who is for us to use the pronoun we? Who then is for the youth, honestly, in this country?
I think, okay, you can.
As Zilungile was saying also, that you don't want to land up shooting yourself in the foot. So, you know, when it comes back to chanting for what we need and what we truly we've got to have in this country is it's kind of sad that we have to actually turn to violence to get ourselves to be heard, and then at the end of the day we've got toilet facilities or, you know, the basic public areas that are burnt down, and it's how can I say, it's something that what's the word? Sorry.
English.
Yeah, it's just, it's what we need. You know, the basic that we need, we have to destroy to get ourselves heard out there and just, you know, make voice of what we, make voice of what we need, basically. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you know, people were kept back from the exams, a year back from work, a year back from excelling in what in how can I? Sorry. Just there's so much things that's popping into my mind right now. Well, basically, just kept back from, making yourself reach your goal, and that for me is a very sad thing, because the struggle it's as if you're fighting for something at the end that is so far, and you feel that you're so far from that, what you really want to accomplish in life. Yeah, there's always something new that gets thrown your way, and you're already working yourself up from the ground and trying your best. Yeah.
My dream is to have the position that I gain in terms of being a leader of the nation and the continent, to lead young people into the next chapter of their lives and have young people fulfilling their potential.
My dream. I think that's a very tough question, because I have many. But what I look forward to in life is just to be, well established and living life comfortably, and feel that I'm safe, I'm healthy, and that the future is bright.
I think my dream is to live my life according to my truth and knowing exactly who I am, because if I know who I am and what I believe in, then I can live authentically, and just to make an impact, and in any way, big or small, just to leave a legacy in my life.
My dream is to be as good as a person that my dog already thinks that I am, So, yeah, that's just to be as good as a person and flourish in life,
Besides having land and being a white male, my dream is to live my truth as well, to travel. Yes, it's to travel and make a difference somehow.
I love art. So my dream is to see artists, including myself, having a self-sustained career. Not having artists die poor, not having artists have handouts when they die or when they are sick. My dream is to make sure that your artists in this country are financially stable through their work.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.
I was about to have sex and then I pulled
crap, but it's nice.
I'm Pongolwe Tusonti, I'm 26 years old and I'm from Cape Town, South Africa.
My name's Aisha Barense, and I'm from Cape Town, South Africa.
I'm Claire Gamel, I'm 28 and I'm coming from Cape Town, South Africa.
My name is Stifler. I'm from Cape Town, KTC company. At some point, we do suffer a lot from sense of belonging, because when tough times come, that's where you know that your sense of belonging is now being tested. Now you want to shift, now you want to change, now you want to do this. Now you see people driving cars and you have your standard car tears. I'm 27, yeah.
I'm Kobane Jombile and I'm 28 years old.
My name is Zidungile. I'm 27 and I'm from the Eastern Cape in Umtata.
With regards to youth now, we suffer a lot with regards to sense of belonging. Whether you have a job or you have your own, you want to buy that big car, you want to belong somewhere, So I think first we need to kind of change habits, and ways of engaging with government, and learn new ways of engaging with them. And also they need to first
It was a gun. I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move forward. Be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say,